What up guys, welcome to Game Over Entertainment. Today we're talking about Life is Strange episode 5, this upcoming season finale on the way. How can Max escape? So guys, if you haven't already checked out episodes 1 through 4, I suggest you get the hell out of here because I'm about to be dropping some huge spoilers right now, okay? So Mr. Jefferson has Max in her clutches. He's injected her with a narcotic probably in her neck that has left her unconscious, and she's unable to use her powers right now and unable to escape. She just seen her best friend murdered in front of her eyes, and in the previews for episode 5, we see Mr. Jefferson is revving up for another dose of this injectable drug, and Max is pleading for him to stop. So Max has a very low survival rate in this scenario right here, man. I don't know why Mr. Jefferson would possibly leave Max alive at this point in time. There's no choice but for him to kill her. She knows way too much information, and let her out on the streets is a liability. Alright, the reason why Kate was allowed to go, I guess, because they were able to regulate the dosing and keep it so she had no recollection of the events that went down while she was there. Alright, even certain pictures she had her eyes open, but her mind wasn't fully there. Max's mind is fully there, man, as we can tell in the preview trailer too. So, man, how can Max get out of the situation and get herself to safety and out of the clutches of Mr. Jefferson? This will be very difficult. Now, she can also use her powers are going to be the only way she can do it, because waiting for outside help, I don't think it's going to happen. The only person I see could possibly help her would be Warren. But Max and Chloe specifically kept Warren out of the loop. I don't know why, but they, in situations where they could have told him stuff after the Prescott fight at the party, they could have told him a little bit what's going on. They chose not to, so he is not involved at all. And the only way he could possibly find out where he was to backtrack and go to Chloe's house, look at the computer and look at their records and see that the barn came up as the last thing they looked at on the website, and then go there. Yeah, but it's still kind of far-fetched, man. So Max gonna have to save herself in this situation is what I'm thinking. So there's two possible ways I see of Max actually saving herself. The first one is pretty obvious. Max somehow getting free of that bondage state that she's in right now, and her mind being opened up, not under the influence of narcotic. Like we see in the trailer, like the preview trailer, she was conscious, she was aware of where she was at, she was begging Mr. Jefferson to stop, and he was gonna give her another dose. So that means Max was probably, those drugs were probably wearing off to a point where she could probably use her rewind powers. So if she gets in that type of situation, gets her hand free, her right hand free, which seems to be the requirement for Max always using her powers, raising that right hand, she can rewind time from that point in time. And if she does rewind at that point, her best chance is to go back to when Chloe was actually there. When her and Chloe were actually there investigating, find out about Rachel Amber, that'd be the best time for her to go back to. But going back that far would cause probably a serious nosebleed, maybe even cause Max to pass out. But good thing her friend Chloe is right there, so she'll be able to help her out and get her up out of there. And then Max can reveal everything to Chloe, tell her what's going to happen to her, and then that's how we get back in the past to stop Mr. Jefferson and get everything from going now. Okay, so there you go. That's my whole plot for the movie, pretty standard. But let me go ahead and give you my second scenario of how Max can get out of this situation. Now the second idea I have for Max escaping is a little more obscure, but I think it's actually pretty interesting, so hear me out for a second. As we've seen in the teaser trailer for episode 5, Max is probably coming out of her under the influence, okay? That's why he's giving her another dose. And Mr. Jefferson, he likes to take these pictures of these girls in their dark, vulnerable state, trapped in the corner, as he describes it himself, the sick bastard. And while he's taking the pictures, the girls are obviously dosed up to hell, like high as shit. That's why he looks so drugged up in the pictures. But Mr. Jefferson is also an artist, and an artist likes to show off his work to people. Alright, now this type of artwork, if he went out to the public with it, he would get arrested on the spot. So who's the only person he can show his artwork off to is his victims, but he doesn't know about Max's photo rewind. So if he shows her this picture while she's coming out of her drug-induced state, she'd be able to use her photo rewind even with her bandages on, like her hands are tied down. She could still use her photo rewind just for her eyes alone and go back to that time when she was actually taking the photo. Alright, now what would be different this time? This time the drug would no longer be in her system in the past. So that means Max can actually use this to maybe fool Mr. Jefferson, get him to take his guard down, and when he's not looking, strike him with a weapon or something to escape. So that is the way I actually see Max actually escaping from the scenario, using the photo rewind to go back to a time when she wasn't physically constrained. And Mr. Jefferson, having no idea about Max's powers, would be totally caught off guard by this. Now granted, a lot of the pictures we saw with Kate Marsh, her limbs were always bound, you know, her hands and her feet together. But some of the photos we saw with Rachel Amber while she was unconscious, her limbs weren't tied up, her hands weren't tied up. So if Max goes to a point where she's supposed to be unconscious, you know, a picture was taken while she was unconscious, then she'd be able to go through that point and still be free to move and act and escape that way. So yeah guys, let me know what your thoughts are about this, man. If you agree with my theories, let me know in the comments. If you want to share your own, I am happy to hear it, man. But either way, thumbs up is always appreciated, and I'm out of here, man. Stay tuned for more Life is Strange videos on the way, talking about other stuff that I think could be going down in episode 5. I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
And frankly, it's bullshit. Shh. Keep that to yourself. Seriously though, I could frame any one of you in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation. And any one of you could do that to me. Isn't that too easy?
I can't believe I still have this pencil case. I should upgrade to the 21st century. But I like it old school.
She had a brilliant eye. So she could have taken another approach.
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of her work.
If anybody else looked at this, what would they think?